Welcome to Street Science TV. Make sure y'all hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I've been on these YouTube streets for a while now, maybe since 2008 or 9. Only for the first couple years, I was just on here to watch videos and listen to music. So I had created my account just for that. But then I realized that actually what making a channel was on YouTube was just having an account. And I said, okay, slowly but surely, I'm gonna see what type of genre I'm gonna get into on YouTube, and I'm gonna talk my shit. So I got up here, but what I did not anticipate was the number of people who go around on YouTube and go on people's channels, just to start trouble with them. I run into many instances like that. People taking people's content, people doing all kinds of things. It's just the same way as being in the streets, if you ask me. It's just on the internet. It's just not physical. But the mentality is there. The wicked mentality is there. And I think that people are mistaking people's personalities for them just being that way, that that's the way they are, instead of seeing overall that this is a wicked world we live in. It's like you try to be an angel amongst a bunch of fucking demons. Now, I've been watching a lot of different instances, such as Mama Duck. If y'all are not familiar with Mama Duck, her son was murdered in 2020. He was a rapper out of Chicago. And she was pushing for justice for her son. But if you see the amount of disrespect this woman gets for advocating for her son's assailants to be arrested and to be in jail for doing what they did to her son, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe the comments and the things they say to this woman, how they call her a snitch, how they call her a grandma, how they tell her you're going to be next because the young men that killed him have been found guilty in a court of law and they're going to have to do time. So everybody's mad at her. But the instance where her son was killed, you could see clearly that they killed this guy, y'all. And it was proven in court. But instead of people saying, you know what, we got to reroute our thinking, we have to change our ways because this is what we are teaching the children after us. Nobody's saying anything like that. What they're doing is calling people snitches and disrespecting her for wanting justice for her son because they said that he was participating in that lifestyle. So if he got killed, that's a part of the game. Um, First of all, her son was the only gang member drill rapper that was trying to bring peace and stop the violence in Chicago at the time that I saw. I didn't see nobody else doing it. And he was one of the most popular. Okay, you have these musicians now, these rappers now, they always the top ones have to be going at it with another top rapper. He has to have an op. He has to be in opposition with someone to be taken seriously because they have brought this mentality of this gang shit into the genre of hip hop, which was usually used as a tool to promote nonviolence, to promote having fun, to promote pursuing your dreams and stuff like that. And I can say that because I've been there from the beginning. So I have seen the progression from where it was to where it is now. And now it's just plain wicked and easy. Um, it seems like it's a lot of people that's looking at these rappers' lives and these young gang members' lives as entertainment. And when they get killed, it's more entertainment for them. So the world has become, within the past 10 years, a very, very cold place to be. And the way that they attack Mama Duck, it makes me angry because it's very disrespectful, and the audacity of these people to go and follow someone just so when they go live, they can disrespect them. But like Mike Tyson once said, he said, the internet gives people freedom of speech to speak to anyone the way they feel like it because they can't get punched in the face. Which is one reason why I refuse to really argue with people on YouTube. Because me, I'm not an arguing type of person. Usually, if I feel like you've insulted me and you have the audacity of doing something and you approaching me in the wrong way, I would usually punch you in your fucking face. That's what I do. That's what I do. But since then, I'm older now, and I'm older, and I've become more tolerant of certain things. And since I've learned that the internet is a different place, it's different. You see a lot of bias, you see a lot of racism, you see a lot of people's emotional. Let me see. You see a lot of people's emotions is what judges is what has them judge other people. Now, I'm not judging jury for anyone, but I do study things. And I've been studying the way they've been attacking Mama Duck, and I think it's unnatural. I think it's very disrespectful. And I just really hate it. Okay. I saw a video today where this older man was talking to his parents because they found out that he put up of a video online of him giving fellatio to another man. And the mother was very, very upset about it. Just as I believe, even if he wasn't a homosexual young man, she would have been mad because it was on the internet. So she was going off on him and calling him nasty and this and this and that. And he was being very, very disrespectful to his mother, calling her by her first name. It just has shown me the level of disrespect and the level of boundaries and the moral fiber that we used to have that made us so strong in the past. Whether we knew that or not is practically gone now. There's no more Maya Angelos. There's no more people that really have heart to speak the truth to their own people, to want the best for their own people, even if they are on top of the world. It's now I'm on top of the world and I'm looking down on you. That's the attitude that we have with each other. And guess what? It doesn't help any of us being this way towards each other. It doesn't. Because the world watches everything that we do. So if we treat each other like that, what makes you think that the rest of the world won't be very, very comfortable treating us that way? Because we do it to each other. If I could have my own way, I would have people treat others the way they would want to be treated. And that's what I try to do. I also know that a lot of the people that are on social media are young. And they come from, sorry, y'all. They come from different backgrounds. They have different upbringing. They have different situations. And when you see a young girl on social media that was homeless before she became popular, and you expect her to be perfect for the public, something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you as an adult because you're not looking at the whole picture. You're just looking at the person's actions. Now, when I look at these young people online and I form an opinion of them, I integrate all factors. I integrate their upbringing, their situations, what they may have been exposed to, because all of that plays a part in the way that they react. So you have a young girl, 23 years old, Krishan Rock. She overnight explodes on the internet. She's getting just as many big numbers as all the big stars are getting. And everybody's critiquing every move that she makes. But in the midst of that, You have different personalities, and you don't really see things through your eyes and your ears and your senses the way you think. It starts within your mind. So if the way that you view things starts between your mind, and you've had a background, a unique background, a unique upbringing, because everybody's life situations are unique. It might be similar, but it's unique. And the way that you react to it is unique. But I see a lot of people projecting their shortcomings onto this young girl. She's only 23, and y'all expect her to be perfect and well groomed. I see people come in my comments and say she's from the streets. I'm from the streets. A lot of people are from the streets, and it wasn't their fault. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted for nothing, but I grew up in some neighborhoods. Because you know why? This system is set up for not everyone to be as successful as they would want to be. Some people have to bear the brunt of those of us that are greedy and don't want to share. And that's the 1% population that hoards all the doggone money. And they leave the 90% out here fighting each other to achieve the American dream, which is almost sometimes impossible the way it's been presented to us as the American dream. I give everybody their fair chance in my life. That's the way that I live. So when I'm looking at people on a platform that I don't know personally, that I don't know their history, only what they've given me, only what they chose to share, I can formulate an opinion, but it might not be absolute. I might have to use my own common sense somewhere in between there to analyze the person. And that's what I do. So I'm looking at her age. I'm looking at her background. I'm looking at what she's used to. She's used to being around her, and when she was growing up, her mother was getting beat up by her dad. That's a trauma right there. I heard some accusations of SA being involved in her life. That's trauma. She had seen her mother tied to a tree and beaten. That's definitely trauma. So I'm looking at all of that. So when she's lashing out at all of that. Okay. She's not only lashing out at the person, but I've also seen her be very sweet and nice to people. I've seen her get on live with people she doesn't know, um, try to help people, run into people, and it's their birthday. She's giving them money. She's taking pictures with everybody. She's trying to bond with her audience as much as she can. She gets up there and talks to everybody, tells all her damn business. And she did that on her own. She decided she wanted to tell her business. But then now you got people lashing out of her at her because they're projecting themselves towards her. And she didn't do things the way they want her to do it. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. The world don't work like that. People don't do things the way we want them to do it. They do things according to their capacity, their lifestyles, their mindset, their upbringing. All of those factors play a part. So if I run into a young 23-year-old girl, you know what I'm saying, and she's not acting, in a way that could be that she's carrying herself in a way that could be detrimental to her, I might try to, sit down, listen to her, and try to find a way where I can speak to her without her lashing out at me. Because when you speak to the youth, they don't understand. They really have no comprehension of what we're talking about because they don't have enough experience. Some do according to their upbringing. If they was brought up a certain way and they had good communication with those around them, it's easy for them to communicate and understand and pick things up and actually digest it. But some of them, they're looking at you from what they've been taught to look at you and judge you from. How much money you got, what's your position in life, what class you are in. This is the system that we was brought up in. This is the system that we were taught. So I can't get up here and dog out and curse out and call somebody stupid and talk about their baby and call their baby slow and retarded. It's even been people altering pictures to make the baby look like The baby has some type of syndrome called CAT2 or something like that. I don't know what it is right now, y'all. I'm just talking. I think it's called CAT2 or some shit. I've never heard of it until now. But they actually altered the picture to make it look like the example of a young baby that has this syndrome. And then the real picture was shown, it didn't look anything like that. So, and I've also seen and experienced myself when I say something, how people will twist their words according to their level of understanding and comprehension and totally misconstrue what I'm saying and the point that I'm trying to get across. And I see this happening with a lot of these celebrities online when they're being gang stalked. If they say the wrong thing, the reporters will take what they said, spin it, turn it around, and make it look however the way they want it to look. So I see that happening to a lot of people, public figures. Because even Stunner Girl went on her live and she said how people were lying on her and took something that she said, edited it, and put it out there like she said something else. So I'm just asking the public to use more discretion. And why can't we be more empathetic towards each other? Because sometimes empathy works. Being evil and wicked and throwing evil comments at people, that does nothing but make them angry. And I know when I'm angry, I say things and I come out of character because I'm on defense. And when I'm on defense, if I feel what you said hurt me, I'm going to try to hurt you. So I was watching this live where Krishan said something about the color thing. And I have seen people who have been jealous of light skinned people. I ain't gonna lie. I've seen people who just don't like someone because they're light skinned. I've seen those type of bias and jealousy and hatred towards people because of what they look like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and say and agree with everybody about what she said, that she's a colorist. I don't think she's a colorist. I think she was just trying to insult that individual. And I think I'm going to go back and look at what that individual may have said to her for her to respond that way. Because what I was getting was that she wanted to hurt that person's feelings where it hurts. And unfortunately, in this society, um, darker skinned people are tend to have a harder time than lighter skinned people, but that's not light skinned people's fault. That's just the way this world is because of the people that run it and the system that we're under, okay? Who tend to have everyone to believe that light is right. You know what I'm saying? So even with the color thing, with if you wear a white hat, you're a good person. If you wear a black hat, you're a bad person. That type of psychology has been taught to us from the beginning of our time here. Okay, so I can understand why people are upset about that comment, but I don't think she meant it in the way that people perceived it, in the way that it was presented. Now, as far as her talking about the Jesus thing with the Palestinians, how well versed could she be when she's on this whirlwind roller coaster with Blueface and all the money she's getting and all the attention and the baddie shows and performing? That's a dream come true for a young girl to go from being homeless to being successful. So I'm going to give her a chance to grow, but that's my decision. If you don't feel like you want to give her a chance to grow and you've been watching this whole scenario, and you feel like she's a bad person and she's demonic and she's evil and you don't like her, that's on you. That's your opinion. Everybody's entitled to your opinion. But don't come over here to my space that I'm building and disrespect anyone on my channel in my comments or me, because I'm going to curse you out. Okay? I'm going to curse you out because now you're invading my privacy and you're trying to control the way that I think. I'm not going to come on anybody's channel who doesn't like Krishan and who's speaking on how they feel about Krishan if it's not the same as the way I feel. You know why? Because I believe everyone's entitled to their own opinions. So people are actually being monitored on YouTube, not only by the YouTube overseers, but by the YouTube participators themselves. So I'm wondering, is there some type of a rule that went around that there's YouTube police? Because when you have your own channel, it's like you in your own world. Don't come and invade my world, yo, because I wouldn't come and invade yours. I see plenty people that I follow that they may say something that I don't agree with, but I'm not going to get in their comments and curse them out, or get in their comments and curse people out that agree with them, because they have a right to feel how they want to feel and think how they want to think. I'm not their boss. I'm not their judge and jury. And I don't tell people how to think. Now, if we're having a conversation, you will make your points and I will make mine. But when you get on my channel and you start telling me what I feel and what I do, how you gonna think this, how you gonna, don't fucking ask me how I'm gonna think and how I'm gonna feel, because if I tried to break it down to you, you probably wouldn't understand it anyway. Because we're not the same. And I respect when I'm not the same as someone else. But I'm not gonna jump in their damn, go in their house, on their channels, and disrespect them, or send people over there to disrespect them, because that's their house and they can say what they want to say in their house. And anybody that wants to participate them with them will come and into their house and hang out with them, and stay in that energy with them. And you know what? That's all well and good, because that's what YouTube is for. You have different channels that do different things, and people have different personalities. So all I'm saying is, if you're going to be here in my house, in my world, respect the people that's in here and respect me, because I'm going to make sure that if you come in here respecting people, you be respected. But if you come in here disrespecting people and talking to people like you fucking raised me and shit, or like you got control over my mind, we're going to have a motherfucking problem. Okay? Most likely, I'm just going to block your ass, because I don't have time to go back and forth with people. I don't do that. I'll block your ass. But if you come in here and you speak how you feel, because you're talking in a conversation, I'm not going to disrespect you, and I'm not going to argue with you. There's plenty of people that came in here and disagreed with me. I hearted what they said because I appreciated how they said it, and they wasn't degrading or trying to degrade anyone because they don't think like them, and I let them rock. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, because you didn't agree, but you said what you said, but you wasn't disrespectful. The level of disrespect amongst Black people, amongst each other, is out of control. And this is why you're seeing all these things going on here in real life. There's a lot of murders going on. These young boys is talking about how many bodies people have and admiring them for that. And it's like watching a goddamn scary movie, okay? In real life and on YouTube. Everything is weird and off to me since after the pandemic. So I'm trying to find a space where I can deal with like-minded people, and we can create a place where we have heavenly thoughts, and we are respectful towards each other. You know why? Because this is my motherfucking house. And if you're going to do anything, you're going to respect my motherfucking house, because I'm going to respect yours. And that's all I wanted to say. I hope you all have a great weekend. Stay up and stay safe. Peace and love.